Yo, what's good, everyone? Welcome back to Full Circle. I can't believe that I'm actually saying that. It's been a long time coming. We've got a new setup here, and look who's with me.
We're back.
Oh yeah,
it's insane how long it's been since the last.
How long has it been?
Like
5 months?
6 months.
6 months.
Oh yeah, because you did the one with
we
you
did
the one with
one
Dawn, right?
after
So
you.
yeah, about
One
5
after you.
months, which is really
Yeah.
strange. First of all, look at it.
How cool is this?
Look at it. Yeah, we got a whole little Easter eggs, gaming bits. We got the arcade logo up there. NCS mugs behind me.
I forgot the
plaque.
batteries for that one, so
Oh
that'll
yeah,
be
this
on at
is
some
Mario
point.
Cube. Like, if there's like specific like NCS related things, like it'd be cool to get. We were trying to say like little mini vinyls of like some tracks would be sick, that kind of stuff.
Cool, actually.
But anything that you guys can think of that would make this house feel like a home, yeah, stick it in the comments below. I can't actually quite comprehend the fact that we're back doing it. I've been away for a long time.
Well, where have you been? What's the story? Where did you go?
Yeah, true.
What happened?
So if you guys remember on the last pod that I was on, which I think was the one with Chenda, we did actually do
Was it not ADE?
Nah, so we did an outro, like I did like a goodbye bit at ADE because we thought that was going to be the last one, but then we were like, oh no, we had the Chenda one was after it because that's when we actually did
out before.
Right.
Sorry, yeah, it came out before, but the ADE one was released after it, so we did the outro bit on the Chenda pod. But yeah, so since then, I moved back home, then I went away, so I went Australia. The actual route of the journey I've done is stupid. Like, so I flew from London to Sydney, which is like east coast of Australia, up to Gold Coast, which is a little bit more up the east coast, back down to Sydney, New Zealand to Melbourne, Melbourne to Bali to Japan, Japan to Melbourne to Brisbane to Cairns to Melbourne to Italy home.
I think you've just made that up.
What?
But sure.
Yeah.
Why did you not just
You didn't go to
go?
Cairns.
Cairns.
Oh, I'm
Cairns.
not thinking of
No.
the
Not
right
Cannes,
place.
the film
No.
festival.
Yeah, no, I was thinking about
No, Cairns, which is like at the very top of the east coast of Australia. But the point being is that if you look at that route, I'm like jumping back and forth everywhere. If you start from like Japan and want to finish in Cairns, you can just do basically one loop round.
Right.
It must have cost me more money than it would have, but I wouldn't have changed it. Like, it was just
What have you been doing?
unreal. Should I do like highlights? Yeah. Do like highlights of things. I did a skydive in Melbourne, which was nuts. And I was with my mate. I was with Chris. You know Chris.
Yeah.
And we got to the cabin doors, and I just had this like adrenaline kick. Like, I wasn't scared at all. I was literally like, oh, let's go.
Is it? There's a guy on your back, or like?
Yeah,
one
and
is-
that's the kind of thing, because I was like, it can't be. If he messes up, he's screwed as well. Like, he's responsible for not just my life and safety, but his own. So I was like, well, he's gonna really. It's his best interest for this to go well.
And he's done 1,000.
He's done loads
so,
of them, yeah. But it was nuts. Like, the first 30 seconds, you just free fall, and it's like the only way I can describe it. You know, like when you're a kid and you're driving down the road and like you'd like do the window down, like, and you put your hand out the window and you feel like the pressure. It's like that times 10. You just like you like can't breathe.
Did you enjoy it?
The skydive?
Yeah.
Yeah, for
So I
sure.
think I'd
Would you do it?
absolutely-
You
no.
wouldn't do it.
It's so good. It is peak though, because some of my mates, they did it and were like, well, I didn't enjoy it. Like, the fear was too much. Which then it's like, that's a colossal waste of money.
Yeah.
Oh my god, my stomach's rumbling. Apology.
I think mine's going to very
pick it up on this
shortly.
anyway. They won't pick it up, but yeah, it's so good, so good. I'd want to do one again. Like, I'd want to do it in New Zealand. That would be sick. But
Did you do much like events or anything like that? Like anything to do with music?
I went
was
to a
there, like-
festival. Australia's an interesting one with music, because it's like, I wouldn't say it's behind, but like, it's a complete different scene.
Right.
Like, and there isn't really
drum and bassy kind of out there, yeah.
But Melbourne specifically is like, it feels really European there in general, like
Right.
the vibe of it. But that there was some cool little spots there. Like, went to some sick jazz bars. Went to this bar that was like downstairs, and all the seating was like just random sofas and like super mismatched. And there was this guy, excuse me, this guy spinning like vinyl.
Yeah.
But it was like he had 4 vinyls going. It was nuts. In terms of like our sort of thing, the main thing I say was again in Melbourne. Went to I forget the name of it. Went to a festival which Fred was playing.
Close Classic Fred again.
Fred
He's
again.
Gonna get a shout out
Somehow we've got back on the first podcast back, and I've already mentioned Fred.
Well, we haven't mentioned the other one yet, so we'll do that later.
Yeah, true. Yeah, he ain't getting nothing this time. Yeah, but there was an artist on. I can't remember the name for the life of me. But it was like drum and bass, super cool. And I think I texted you twice. So the first bit, like the first half of the travels, I was properly in hostels and like you're moving around, you're meeting new people. Yeah, super interesting experience, like really fun. And I walked into this room that I was moving into at one of the places. I think it was just outside of Sydney. And there's this Spanish guy in my room. Got chatting to him, and music's a good like point of. Like it's like a universal language, isn't it? Yeah. So like you go, what kind of music are you into? Oh, electronic kind of stuff. I was like, cool. I was like giving some artists straight off the bat. He was like Alan Walker. I was like sick. I was like, do you know Cartoon? He's like, yeah. And then like I went through his. I was like, show me like your playlist and stuff. So many NCS tracks.
Was this when I swear?
I texted you.
It was like a picture of On and On or something. Like
that.
Yeah,
it was On and On. Yeah. There was also one of my really good friends, Tian, who I met out there. She's from Wales. I met her. She's like friends of my friends who were already out there traveling. And we were like sat like bored one afternoon. We're just going through each other's music. I found this playlist. It was just NCS like everywhere. Yeah, she had like loads of Sinkhole. Yeah,
I get that. Though. It's like a chill.
But I think that was like I don't know how old she was at the time making the playlist, but there was an era like I could. Oh, these are the NCS tracks that came out from 2014 to 15 or something like that. Fair. But yeah, it was crazy. To just like it put it into perspective for me, not necessarily NCS specifically, but how global like something like music is.
Well, I think what was clear is like the last ADE, we realised, like when we did the last podcast and the day space, realising how like global NCS is and like how many people were part of like the community. Just the amount of people that turned up to that day space or remembered, they would go like, I had multiple people come up to us and go, are you from the NCS podcast? Not like, you from NCS. It was the NCS podcast, which threw me about.
Which is really weird.
Yeah.
It's like when people can put a face to a name. Like it's really strange. It's like I had it a few times. Like when we just meet someone and we'd see someone like at the night space and we go, oh, I think that's XYZ. Like and we're like, oh yeah, okay, I've emailed them about this. Let's go and see what it is.
Well, I saw on the Underground the other day, Caravan.
Yes. Yes.
Yeah.
Is it Caravan or is it Caravan?
No, it is Caravan.
It's still Caravan. It's just vowelless.
Okay.
Vowelless.
Yeah. Sure.
Yeah, you said that, but you had like a good chat, right?
Oh yeah. I just saw it and I was like, oh my god. And then I forgot who he was. I forgot his real name. Yeah. And then he was like, oh, it's Charlotte, and I was like, fuck.
You saw JS God, didn't you?
Oh my god, I was going to get onto this. I don't know if Dan's said this.
I don't know if I've heard this.
So I had like a really long journey from. I won't get into like previous reasons of anything, but I had a really long flight from Melbourne to Rome, and it's like I think it was like 24, 25 hours all in all flying, plus like a 6-hour stopover at Abu Dhabi or something. So it's more than a day travels. And I was really sleep deprived. Like I probably had, plane sleep's not great anyway, but I probably had 3 or 4 hours. And I'm sat, and then I landed in Rome. So we get to Rome, and Dan's coming and meeting me in Rome, and then my sister was flying in later as well. And I'm sat outside like the Colosseum, which the fact I just said that casually is mad. And I'm like, right, and I'm also not a coffee drinker, so I was like, I need to get some coffee in me to wake me up. So sleep deprived, having this coffee, a caffeine boost. Then it got to like midday. I was like, well, I'll just have a beer now. So then I got a few beers in. So it was like alcohol, caffeine, and like 3 hours of terrible sleep in my body. I'm sat there, and I think the first one was I saw someone with glasses, and we always make the joke that anyone that's like slightly balding with glasses is Dan. But I was like, oh my god, Dan's landed, and I thought it was you. And then I was like, oh god, no, it's not him. Then I saw this girl like taking photos like opposite, like outside the Colosseum, and I was like, oh, that's a girl I went to school with like 5 years ago. And then I went on her Instagram to see if it was her, and she was in America, and I was like, okay, this is weird. Then this lady like sat next to me, and I was like, I know who you are. I'm just gonna sound like a mentalist right now.
Yeah, you literally sound like you were like hallucinating.
But I was like, I know who you are, but I didn't want to go and speak to her because like I actually don't know who you are, but there's a feeling that I do. And then JS guy walked past me. I was like, oh my god, JS guy, to the point that I grabbed my bag, sprinted to pay the bill, went after and like lost him in the crowd. He had like one of those, you know, like the bags you have at swimming that are like the pull strap bags. He had one of them on with like something on the back, and I was like, oh, I've lost him in the crowd. Texted Dan. I was like, for when you land, message JSR because like he's in Rome. We'll like meet him. I messaged him as well, and then like later on in the night, he was like, bro, I'm in Mexico.
Yeah, Mexico.
And I was like, oh God. And I realised that like just from sleep deprivation, like caffeine and whatever, I was just like completely hallucinating. But because the person that I thought was Jay like looked at me as well, like made eye contact. So I was like, oh, he's recognised me. But it just was just a random person. It was really, really weird. Super strange. But yeah, back to the point. It's just how global things are. Like I went all the way around the world and people are still aware of like what NCS was, which is really interesting.
I saw Luke Burr, didn't I, in Seville once.
Oh yeah, that's right. Yeah.
Is he the singer?
Yeah, he was on
he's
the Unknown
massive
Brain.
on TikTok, right?
Yeah.
That was not long after the Unknown Brain album, wasn't it?
It was probably a year after.
Or was it? But did you speak to him?
Yeah.
Yeah,
I basically.
Well, I think he thought I was a fan, which was quite cute. So I was like to my friend, I was like, I think that's Luke Burr, and she obviously has no idea who Luke Burr is, and I was like, I'm gonna have to say something. So I went over and I was like, hi, sorry, you Luke Burr? And he was with all of his friends, and I think he thought like, oh, she knows who I am. and I was like, oh, I work at NCS. And he was like, oh, no way. And then he invited me for food, but I didn't go.
Oh, that's cool.
What?
Yeah.
To be fair, from the viral videos that I've seen of him, if you'd have gone for food, maybe he would have got up and played the piano like halfway through. That's the one, isn't it? When they invite him on stage. Yeah. He's got a mad good voice, man. He's a crazy good singer. Insane.
Yeah.
I'm trying to think of other places. So that was like Australia in general. New Zealand.
How long were you away for? Like 6 months?
I think it was like 6.5 months. Yeah.
Wow.
But New Zealand was nuts. Like best place I've been. It's just like, I mean, I like Lord of the Rings as well, so it's just like sick. But you just like driving. You drive for like 4 hours, see no cars, like, and it's just mountains everywhere. Like it's just the most beautiful place. I love it. And I was originally planning to meet Luke out there because he was out there at like festivals, I think. Yeah. But like it just didn't happen. But yeah, that would have been sick to do that.
Yeah.
Yeah, and Bose invited you to something, right?
Yeah.
Remember
at
ADE, they were like, oh.
They were in Australia.
No, so they did a tour around Australia and then Asia, I think. I think they're still playing some shows in Asia at the moment. But they were in Gold Coast, where I'd just flown away from to go back to like Sydney, and they just wanted like some content shooting. I was like, I'll book a flight, come over, like that'd be sick. But it just schedules didn't align. But that would have been so cool to see those boys. That was sick. They were really cool at AD. I love them, man. They're really like just pure energy.
Yeah,
pure energy. So cool.
Yeah,
fun.
Yeah,
and then I'm just going to quickly whisk through my travels so I can brag to everyone. Then, Bali was nuts. We did like a 6 a.m. like sunrise hike up this active volcano. And then we're at the top and like all the guides like go up. And as I was going up, our guide was like, what do you do? Like, what were you doing for work? I was like, oh, what's the music like? He was like, oh, do you do music? I was like, I don't know. I was like, I do a bit of top line, a bit of writing, like just, is what it is. And he was like, oh, Sammy, you're going to sing, Sammy. And I was like, no, man. And he's like, yeah, you're going to sing. And we got to the top and it was me, my mate Chris, and then about 20 of these like guides that all at the same time take tourists up this volcano in this tiny little like metal shed, like corrugated iron. One of them had a guitar. I think I was singing like Valerie and stuff. But then me and this guy for like 40 minutes were just singing like basically all the number one hits in the UK of like the last 20 years. Just on top at like 5 a.m. had like a beer and like all these people like filming. It was so weird. It was cool. Super strange, but it was really nice. What else? We did this like bike ride in New Zealand. I did like a glacier walk in New Zealand that was mental. Like a helicopter ride. And then Japan was just like mind blowing.
Another world.
It's so different. Like I don't know how if you're not from there or if you're from there you could ever exist in the other. Like it's such a specific place. People are lovely there.
Where did you go in Japan?
Just Tokyo.
Okay.
We only did like 5 days because my friend Chris really wanted to do it and I was like, sure, I'm down. So we did like 4 days in Tokyo and then one day we did like a day trip down to Mount Fuji, which was sick.
I think Japan's one of my favourite places I've been.
Have you been?
Yeah.
When did you go?
when I was like 10 years ago.
When I was 10 years ago?
Like when we were 11.
Wow.
When I was 11.
Yeah.
Who with?
Famalam?
Oh, you went as well?
Yeah.
Oh, nice. Whereabouts did you go?
We did Fukuoka, Nagasaki.
Yeah.
We were talking about this the other day, and then I forget what the other one was now.
Yeah.
It's a nuts place.
Yokoshima?
Was it?
I think you're right, yeah.
I thought you
apologies to any if we've butchered that.
Yeah, we
I definitely have, but
no, it was a beautiful place.
very nice.
Yeah,
we did one night in Tokyo. Sounds like a title of a song, doesn't it? We got this like taxi down to like the docks, so we drove out of the city completely down like Spaghetti Junction. It looked like just down like that's such a specific reference to people that don't know Birmingham roads. Down these like roads into like the docks, and it was like it was a Tokyo car meet, like Tokyo Drift. It was mental. So like, I mean, to be fair, it wasn't obviously the film Tokyo Drift probably makes it seem even more than it is. Like, but the cars had like neon lights, like had like anime paintings on the side of them. Like, there was this one. I think it was a Ferrari that was like one of like 100 in the world. Like it was crazy, super cool. But then we were walking back from the docks at like 2 a.m. And we couldn't get a taxi, so we had to walk for like an hour in the rain. But it was fine. But yeah, that was nuts.
Insane.
And then Italy was the last place which we were in.
Yeah, which we had a good time. It was nice.
It was really nice.
Enjoyed it. It was just super chilled out, and I guess we were just walking about, going to restaurants.
That pasta that me and my sister had in the was it Nanarella's? I think it was called Nanarella's. If you're in Rome, I think it's.
I'm gonna go back. I think I'm going back twice this year.
To Rome specifically.
Yeah.
Dan has not stopped talking about that trip.
Yeah, so
like it's annoying.
No, I'm doing it deliberately now though. I'm going like we'll be at lunch or whatever, and I'm like. So I was in Rome like a couple of weeks ago, and I do it all the time.
Or you come back with
this time I actually went to Rome.
Specifically getting like pasta in your meal deals.
Exactly.
So before he went, I was like, why don't you take a pack of cards? Like, it's really nice to play a pack of cards.
Oh, yeah.
He was like, I'm not doing that. He came back and he was like, oh, Charlotte, it was just amazing. I just played cards, drank beer.
I absolutely smashed you at cards. What was that? You were
it's
playing
so
a game,
funny. So
really
I'm going to have to explain this. So we have this card game in our family that is, it's basically like Uno and whatever Uno's derived from. Like there's a card, I can't remember what game it is, but it is an actual card game that we've just like basically play our version of. And we were teaching it to Dan. And Dan actually genuinely didn't know what he was doing at all, but he kept winning it. And what kept happening, like it became like bewilderment to me and my sister that Dan kept winning. We were like, how is he doing this? Like, and can I tell you about, he was like laugh. I don't know if you've ever clocked this with Dan. So I'll be like, bro, how have you won again? And he'd start laughing, right? And he'd do this laugh. He'd do this laugh. He'd like laugh. And then his mouth would never close in the laugh. So he'd go like,
yeah, but you don't go ha.
No, I know, but it was, you were like, just and I'd be going, bro, close your mouth, and you'd just be looking around like
moving on because I'll laugh. I'll laugh.
Oh man,
but it sounds like you've had an epic journey.
It was brilliant. I mean, I'm super excited to be back. Like, we've been speaking like on our following traveling anyway, and like just I know that there's like an itch in the community for things to happen. I think hopefully now like there'll be like the capacity to be able to, I guess, give sort of you guys more of what you want. Like, please do, especially on like this first episode here, like comment things below of anything you want to see. I know you guys like love the demo drops, the Discord hangouts, like that stuff of course going to happen, but like think bigger picture, things you want to see, like whether it's events, whether it's like merch, like whatever, like as we usually say, like we can't promise anything, but whatever you think would be cool to do in the community, little activations, gaming, whatever, stick it below, and we'll see what we can figure out with that. But how's it been since I've been gone? You've spoke to me. I've just rambled on about traveling.
What has happened?
Yeah, major points.
So, I guess one of the coolest moments was the mighty return of Alan.
Yes.
That was quite a lot of work. Yeah. And
stressful but exciting. Yeah. Although, months and months of planning to then have to put all that work together in like 2 weeks.
We'd been speaking with Alan and his team for quite some time.
I mean, we've never stopped. Like, it's always been a continuous. And then I think in November we reached out about doing something a bit more official.
Yeah.
And we were like, yeah, sure, let's do it. And then
And it was like the track was ready.
Yeah, the months passed, and then it was like, actually, no, we need to put this out in 2 weeks' time.
Yeah. So that was a lot of fun. And it was like quite a big campaign and stuff that we did. Like it was a lot of work.
How did people like react to it? I mean, I bet they were just
it was
gassed,
insane.
On socials, it was nuts.
Can you imagine also for us, we were so excited to see how everyone else was going to react. I was literally, I think I've read every single comment.
Yeah.
Every single comment possible.
And then we absolutely rinsed the remixes, didn't we? Like even the community was like, oh, come on, another remix.
Yeah. How many was there?
4, yeah.
4, but it was like we dropped them.
Bose, Exod.
We dropped them all in
Rival.
the same week, maybe?
No. No, every one a week.
Oh, that was it, yeah.
Bose, Exod, Rival.
Give it a Google.
Was it Skrindo?
Alex Skrindo, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
And I loved the Bose remix. Have you heard that one?
No,
the Bose
I think I've only listened to the
what?
Rival one.
Let me
play it.
it.
Those guys, I mean, like,
the Bose and the Exod one were my personal favourites.
Yeah, I like the Exod one. It's really good. I just feel like Bose. I mean, we spoke about this. I think whenever we last spoke about them, and like I just said then, like they've got. There's like something about them at the moment. Yeah, they've really got that star factor.
I want more of this genre.
Yeah, let me play this. So apparently, this is Psy-pop.
Psy-pop.
Yeah. Oh, and by the way, Helene, like there was no vocal on the original track.
Yeah.
And Helene put a vocal on this remix.
Oh, I have heard this. Yeah,
it's insane. It's insane.
Oh, it's got that like funk feel. It's like proper punch.
It's a bit funky, But then, so that's cool. But then if you go to the last drop, it does this. It's just sick.
What's good about this is that melody's so strong through it all.
I think that was the song. Do you know what I mean? That really.
But I think like in general, like Alan Walker is really good at that. Like those it's the melodies, but they're not like, it's not necessarily like the chords are sick and everything, but the individual like note melodies, like it's super synonymous.
And it was really important for him for like this track to be like very much about the old sound that he used to make. Because Alan's like transitioned into more like pop kind of sound.
And his fans have been asking for so long for this like nostalgic sound.
Yeah, nostalgic.
And then
sound.
It was perfect for us to match up for that.
Yeah, that's so good.
So that was really fun. What else have we had? We've had
NEFFEX.
Yeah, NEFFEX was a big one.
I'm so glad that there was a NEFFEX release, because I reckon it's got to be a couple months in that you were like, I want to get like a NEFFEX. A couple months into me starting last time, but you wanting to be like, we've got a NEFFEX release.
I've been a fan of his for ages.
Super cool.
He did this thing where I think he might still be doing it, but he releases a track every single week.
I think he is.
Is he still doing it? I mean, maybe he is. But like, these aren't just throwaway tracks. They're actually really good, and I don't know how he's producing them so quickly and making vocals for them. And, it's insane.
Some people just got it, man.
So that was super exciting. I really enjoyed working on that.
You had like a campaign for that as well. Was that the one, or like it was like those bits on socials, right?
Yes,
like the teaser bits. Yeah, it's super cool.
So that was really good. And then we've had some new hires.
I was gonna say,
So we've had some new hires since you've gone. 2 new hires, doing socials, and then someone that's working kind of like release marketing and stuff. So that's been really good. You're going to meet them later, actually.
Yes,
they're actually keen to go on the podcast.
I was going to say this. Yeah, we're thinking. I mean, I'm going to do this anyway. Like, I really want to get like other sort of NCS staff members. Like, you've only seen us. They've seen Jake on here, before. But I'd love to, like, I think me and Jake are probably going to sit down and go through like just another kind of A&R type talk, which I think will be really interesting.
Really good.
But yeah, like, if you guys have got questions for NCS staff, like Dan said, we've got like marketing, socials, A&Rs, like all that kind of stuff, stick some below. Again, in the Discord, there's a podcast questions section in the Discord. Go into there, and I'm going to be looking into that on upcoming episodes so that we can grab some questions for each episode we've got from you guys.
And the other thing that's kind of, I guess, has been something we've been working on is this kind of shift in terms of sound. So this has been something that we've been talking about for ages, but kind of looking to shift the sound into something that we believe is kind of like the future of NCS and like the rest of the industry. so that's been really exciting. And then not all of it's come out yet because our schedule's booked till like September or something like that. But that's been really good. So there's a sort of shift in sound which I'm super excited about. I mean, we've got some demos I could play, but
They're not demos.
Yeah, you always say demos.
Upcoming track.
Let's do this.
Isn't it called? Is it called an ID actually? It's called an ID.
Yeah,
oh, it's an ID. Yeah,
track
yeah.
ID.
Let's play some upcoming IDs.
Yeah, so I'm gonna play some upcoming IDs, and
that was a cold transition from you, by the way. You just like casually went into it, and I know what you're gonna say. You shouldn't point out when you make a good segue. I know.
Always do this.
But I've got to say on brand. They've been missing this for 5 months, man. Come on.
All right, so we've got a track from Aoban and Guy Arthur called All or Nothing, featuring Signals or Signals, depending if it has. Let me turn this up.
It's almost like falling in love for the first time, all over again. Hold on tight to the feeling, but it's a roller coaster in my head. So I'm holding myself on a precipice, and I've been dreaming off the ground. So I'm looking for something that's definite. I'm praying all or nothing. Oh, it's gotta be all or nothing.
Super jump on that.
Yeah, like future house. Sort of sound. I just love the melody.
Yeah, it's really nice.
I really like that one. And then this kind of, we've been testing this new sound, which is like, I don't know what this next genre is, but it's like indie electronic pop indie type stuff. So there's a guy called Raud who I'm super excited to be working with. We've got an EP. Is it an EP? Yeah. So this is one track from him called Paradise, featuring Nitsika.
Oh, he's a producer artist.
And he sings.
And sings.
I think. Yeah. Yeah, he does.
Already really like this.
I knew you'd like this one.
Yeah, it's like indie pop. Yeah. Super interesting.
Yeah, so really like that one.
Yeah.
And then we've got this one that's just a complete curveball, but I absolutely love it.
I like whenever you say like curveball, because like especially within like the sort of the electronic field, but in general, you listen to so much stuff that like if you played an opera song now, I don't think I'd bat an eyelid. Like
sure,
curveball could be anything for you, man.
So this is C1W Driver's Seat. We just haven't released anything like this before.
I love Joe Garrett, man.
Really?
That's my guy.
Maybe the start.
Yeah.
Oh, that's so nice. Production's so tight, wow.
Yeah. The bass comes in a second. It's like a slap bass type of sound. So I really like that one.
It's so chilled.
Yeah.
It's like more dancey kind of Tame Impala type stuff.
Yeah.
But it's really down tempo though. That's really nice.
Yeah.
What was that guy's name?
C1W.
C1W. I'm a
You
big
put like
fan.
a rapper on that one as well. I feel
That's
like
like Harry's most excited song for the year. Yeah.
Oh, big. I think we should definitely get like staff on. That would be really cool.
Yeah, that would be good.
Yeah, sick. Anything else?
So I've got one called Keep Me Closer by Hayden Slim, which is...
I've got to learn like new artists now. I was like almost up to date with like people.
And I feel like we have so many new people.
Yeah, so many new artists.
Yeah. This is Fred again.
Oh, bro, literally, it's like a Fred vocal. That is literally, as you said the word Fred again. garage.
Yeah.
We did actually. I'm a big fan of that.
We dropped some garagey, sort of like future garage stuff from Joe Garrett recently, which I've known Joe for like ages, and I've always wanted to work with him. But his stuff recently on NCS,
it's so cool to see him back, like releasing, because he had a bit. He's either has got coming up, or has just been released. A Bitbird release, I saw.
Yes, he's had one.
I think it's just come out, right? Yeah. And then off the back of what was the NCS track that he did called? It was quite.
Well, he's had a couple, but he had one called Me, which
I was gonna say it's a really short word. Yeah.
I mean, just
the branding of his stuff at the moment's really cool as well. He's got like the block colours and then like a photo.
I'm thinking he does it all, or
I don't sort it. He sorts it, so I don't know who does it.
Yeah, this one's like future garagey.
But the right time is now, and it's now or never. I will discover the only thing for you is me.
Yeah, it's just weird, and I love it.
We should get him on the pod.
Yeah, that'd be fun.
For sure.
He's in the UK.
So he's an interesting one for me because the first time I actually met him was last ADE, and I like went up to him after probably having, when I was like in my like.
I don't think I saw him there.
He was.
Yeah,
there.
he was there.
Yeah.
But I only saw him at the Night Space.
Night Space. Yeah, that's it.
When I was crying.
Yeah. Well, I was gonna say I think at that point I'd like had probably already so many beers and was like sweating from running around and filming everything.
Yeah.
But yeah, I was like you, Joe. I was like, I know you. I was like, because he's gonna here it comes.
Oh, God.
Here it comes. I know Joe because he had the release of Ellis, right? Which was, what was the name of that song? Anyway, we didn't want this anyway.
Bo Collins.
Yeah, Bo Collins. That's it.
That's on in my gym all the time.
I think that's it, right?
Yeah,
that's the one
yeah.
that Joe's on.
Yeah.
And I was like, it's weird that I've been aware of you for like 6 years, but you don't know who I am. Which was sort of like a bit of a fanboy moment, to be fair, because Els has always said like he's a Saturn guy, but yeah, we should try and get him on the pod. Joe, if you watch this, send me a message on Instagram, and we can sort out a podcast. Did I speak about earlier, like sort of what this is going to be now?
No,
I want
I think you
to
should
quickly touch on that. Yeah. So like obviously we mentioned that we've got the podcast is back and like there's the community bits, but we're sort of going to be shifting a little bit what the actual Full Circle channel is. So don't worry, podcast is staying. We're going to keep that going, but we want to use Full Circle as basically sort of a combination of what Arcade used to be and what this podcast is. It's basically going to be the social hub for all things NCS. So we won't necessarily have a strict schedule with there's going to be X, Y, Z each week, apart from the podcast, like that's going to keep going out. But it'll be if we go to ADE, if we go to a festival, whatever, that kind of thing, we might do an after movie. We might have 5 minutes to do a little challenge after we've recorded something like that, and we'll stick it up. Basically, any bits of content, even if we do like a live stream of a demo drop or something, that'll be sick.
Like vlogs,
anything. I think just it's going to be an interesting place. So all things NCS,
it's
content wise.
Be
is it Be Real time?
Yeah, it's Be Real time.
Man, is it actually gone off? Oh, it's just gone off as well. That's sick, man. Mint Pod, Be Real. That's great. I'm addicted to this app, man.
Nice.
Shit is great. Right, hang on, let me do it.
I don't have it. It's just too much work.
Oh, yeah.
It's just for cool people, to be honest.
Oh man.
Do you know what? The lighting looks great.
I look great in this, man. Oh my god! I was saying before we recorded, because I've just moved down to Brighton as of like yesterday, and we had a whole thing. I'm not going to get into that on the podcast because that's like an hour long story. But I like woke up this morning, look at myself in the mirror, and I've been like moving box and stuff. So I've been sweating. Like I was just like, oh god, like
you were feeling yourself the last time I saw you.
I was looking. It's because the sun's gone. I've still got a bit. The tan's still there. And to be fair,
you had like loads of bracelets on and rings.
Gone over then.
You're not a summary.
No, it's all in boxes basically. But no, hopefully with the Brighton move, I can sit in the sun for a bit. That's funny as well because Brighton got a lot of airtime on the podcast.
Yeah.
And now I'm actually living there, which is sick.
I'm just gonna go back to the channel thing. Like I'm super excited about how like this channel is gonna be more of like, you know, just than just the podcast. Like I love the idea about like these sort of after movies, vlogs, etc.
We have some exciting content
which
next,
is kind of what I was going to segue into.
Sorry.
So go.
No, I won't.
Well, I think as well, like it can even be like I want to film like a little day in the life at NCS, that kind of thing, like little bits, like like profiles
I would love
of staff,
to just
of
search
artists.
that up on YouTube and just find something, because I have looked. Like, I've always wanted to see like what happens behind a festival, what happens behind like a normal day to day in a label. Like, it would just be nice.
Yeah, festivals.
Yeah,
I've just given you 2 alley-ups.
Yeah, Beach Grind. We're doing it. Beach Grind's coming up, which is super exciting. I mean, for me, I didn't know that this festival existed until about 2 weeks ago, and now I'm getting ready to fly to Estonia next week. There's a whole load of stuff. But I mean, you guys probably know a little bit more about sort of what it is.
Also, we're going to Estonia, which there's a festival called Beach Grind. We're going. Is it next weekend?
We fly. It is next weekend.
And
it's just a bunch of NCS artists, along with other artists.
I'm gonna have to get the lineup up.
Lineup's really good.
Nuts.
I mean, if you're in Estonia, but if you're anywhere near and you're a fan of like NCS music and all that kind of that sphere, that world, get yourself a ticket if there's still some available.
I didn't know who was playing.
Really, really sick.
This one.
Dimension. No, I didn't know.
So you got.
I think he's new on the lineup.
Alan Walker.
Is Lude still on there?
Alesso, Dimension.
Yeah, there he is.
Cartoon. New Blue. Lude, Andromedic, whatever,
Coven,
Sinkhole, Simi.
It's mental, isn't it?
It's
literally like an NCS festival.
It's insane. So, the whole team's going out. So
it's going to be
super whole team minus Jake, because he had other plans.
I can't believe Jake.
What?
He's like, I've got this Airbnb thing.
He's actually really upset about it, I think. He's
what
going to feel very much FOMO.
That's Pete, man. That's perfect for him as well. So we're going to be getting like content there. Like we said about the after movies, we'll definitely try and do some of that. That's actually for Beach Grind. Also want to do a similar thing to the ADE podcast. By a country mile, the ADE podcast was my favourite. That was with us sort of half winging it, not really knowing what we were doing. And I just loved how it was so quick and snappy. It was this kind of thing, just chatting with our artists.
And that you would just, I think you were just walking around and like grabbing people and going like, oh, can I borrow you for like a minute? I'm just going to like record.
I mean, I don't necessarily think that if Sinkhole's about to play, I can go, give us a sec, mate. but no, it's that kind of thing.
Once he comes off stage,
Yeah, for sure.
Is that the plan? Is like, are we near the
Sam and I
stage?
Flesh it out. And I think we're gonna have like an area, it seems like, where we can set up sort of like how we did at the Day Space. But yeah, we're going to reach out to artists and hopefully try and get some good chat, some good conversation. I don't want to sit down and go, what's your inspiration, blah, blah, blah. Like that. I mean, those questions are good, but it's the best thing is like just having a chat, like, how's your set going? Like that kind of thing. It's super cool. But Beach Grind should be sick. And Estonia, you've been
I've
Estonia,
been to Estonia
right?
a couple times. Yeah. So there was a festival before Beach Grind. I don't know whether it was the same festival. I believe it was. It was called I forget what it was called, but basically I was there with Shipwreck and Billy and Cartoon guys. We just had the best time. This was a few years ago, but
it
just
gets
hanging
hot
out.
now, right? It gets warm. Like
I don't think it's going to be that hot.
Oh, really?
It was last time. And Parnu, where we're going, it was
when
like a
Ago told
beach.
me, it was like, it's not going to be that hot. Like, don't.
Yeah, so context, Ago, I don't know if we mentioned Ago. We probably have before,
we have.
But Ago being Cartoon, Ago's out there. He's kind of helping us.
Logistically,
we don't know Estonia.
Yeah, because we've got like a flight into you were telling me like a flight, and then we've got to stay and drive or whatever it is.
Yeah. So we fly into one location, then we've got to drive the next day. I've just sorted your hotel actually.
Oh yeah.
Yes, what's it saying, man?
Yeah, but this is.
Go on.
Well, I need to decide so you're in a different hotel, but I'm deciding if I want it.
There's no rooms left in the existing
Oh, what?
hotel.
You deciding if you want it?
Yeah, it's a nicer hotel. So I
Just
might
a
take
thought,
it.
Right, I'm not just. I mean, I'd share a room with Sam if it's just 2 single beds.
Brother.
I mean, you can have your own room.
I made it refundable. So.
But then we're all in the same place.
That is true, actually. Yeah, if it's 2 single beds, we could just share a room. But hang on, why am I arguing my case to not have a nice hotel?
But then you're 20 minutes further away.
Yeah,
I get a run in the morning.
Fine, up to you.
Now, what we can maybe discuss the logistics of.
Yeah, I need to figure that
hotel
out.
Off.
They'll be really interested.
I bet they're loving this. They're going to be tracking down the hotels. Yeah, and then we've got like a late flight back when we go back to London as well.
I think we've got a day in the office over there, like the Beach Grind office on the Monday. I think we're going to be there.
Well, that's not Beach Grind's office. That's Far Music, which is. It's
Yeah,
Curtis. So it's like a publishing company, and I believe they're a label as well and do management and all sorts. But they've got these amazing studios in Tallinn, and like the cartoon guys are there all the time making music. So
that would be cool.
I was there a few years ago for a Future House Music writing camp. Okay, it's a really cool spot there. That was where Ellis made. That's where Ellis made Speak Francais with
Noep. I'm gonna get Els on the podcast. I think he's owned it. He has so much free promo just from. Well, I don't live with him anymore, so probably maybe it'll tone it down. But that'll be super exciting. I'm gonna have to crash at yours when we fly back because we land at like 5 to 11 or something on the night. It's late in the evening, and I'm not doing the journey down to Brighton. That's not happening. But that'll be super exciting. And I think just in general, I mean, ADE sort of. I had it from hearing it from the community, but I think, and I don't want to speak for you two, but I think that put it into perspective of like, we need to be going to these things and like seeing wherever our artists are playing, or even if they're not, if it's something within like our world, we should be trying to attend it. Like I want to start going to like those gaming conferences, that kind of thing. You said you did that little speech at the uni that you lived above. Point Blank. That's it. Like things like that. I think it's good to like engage with people that engage with us, I guess.
We are we're doing ADE again this year. A bit bigger. I don't know how much we can speak on.
I can see her eyes.
Let's not talk about it just yet.
All right. Well, we're going to be there. We'll be there.
Yeah, we'll be there.
Yeah. It'll be exciting to see you guys and like see our artists again.
The last one was just nuts, and I've done ADE 4 or 5 times easily, and that last ADE was insane in terms of just the amount of people that came to the events, etc. Yeah. And I do believe this year will be even better and bigger.
It's such a good city as well. Yeah. Like I kept saying to people when I was traveling, like, what are your top 3 cities in the world? You know how I always just ask people random questions, and like London always sits up there, man. London's the GOAT. But like it's Amsterdam was always hitting like 2nd or 3rd, man. It's just it's a good vibe, and I love it in that autumn time as well. Like brisk air, it's just great. So fun. Super excited for that. So.
Oh dear.
What we're doing is right with this podcast is like I want to make it really engaging for you guys and let you guys sort of have influence of things that happen and like, you know, segments, that kind of stuff. Like I said, we've got the props. If there's any things you think we should try and get up there, let us know.
We're going to get the diamond plaque.
Yeah, I was going to say hopefully we get the plaque for next
time. Maybe.
Yeah. But me and Charlotte were trying to figure out like sort of ideas of things we can do. And there was the trend that we saw on TikTok when people like try and draw a circle, right? Which sounds really boring. But then I was thinking like, we got a show in the UK, Top Gear, or used to have a show called Top Gear. Do you remember that? And they'd do like the celebs in the car. Yeah. And they'd see how quick they could go around the track. And so I was like, we could do a who can draw the best circle or visualizer, right? Which is and then we can rank people. And what we'll get is like, we can get a thing where we can stick some on there, like a board. Ooh, so we should start first, right, and see. So I've got a whiteboard, right?
And if you've got a better example of like what we could do as a leaderboard, maybe that would be
because
this might be difficult to actually.
Because how are you going to know who's got a better circle?
Well, no, we can just pick that. But anyway, the way we're going to do it. Oh, I'm shaking. This isn't good. You can't do it like that because that's cheating. It's got to be like held up. I'm saying you've got to go like this and draw it like that because you can draw a much better circle flat.
Okay.
Do you know what I mean?
This is going to be hard to... Okay.
Do you know what I'm saying?
You go first.
So what I'm saying... Right, I'll try and do it first. So
I actually have a good idea now. I've forgotten.
Go on.
Yeah, we'll have dropped this by next week.
So you can buy the... You know those things where you play the game where you go...
Oh, yeah, the electric thing.
So we could get one of those.
In a circle.
And
it's about the
great idea.
Like
great idea.
Yeah.
Anything like that. Yeah, that's cool. Right, let's try this. So I'm one attempt, right?
Yeah. Fuck. We should have tested this beforehand. That's not bad. This actually might be quite easy.
Have you got anything to wipe it off with?
Yeah, there's a rubber on this.
Yeah.
Okay, great. So, let me take a photo because then we can rank who's first, second, and third out.
Wait, let me take a photo of you with.
Okay, yeah, good idea. Yeah, great.
This is weird.
What was my job turned into?
I love this. I'm scamming a living. I went travelling for 6 months. I came back first day at the job is drawing a circle on a whiteboard. I love this though because this is what people like nowadays. It's just simple concepts. Right, your turn.
Okay.
So you've got to hold it. Yeah.
Like that.
Well, I had it on there, so you can put it on the table. Well, whatever your method wants to be, sure.
Like that.
rubbish, terrible. There's like a head.
Oh god, that is
Sounds
just,
like
it
a
looked
head.
great from up here.
It's like a head. Let me take a photo.
That was naff.
Look, that's rubbish. Right,
God.
Charlotte, you'll go.
I think Sam's winning this.
I'm quite.
Although
Maybe I've set the standard high.
I am a girl.
But then I'm like, I wonder if like producers, they're like always locked in and always moving their mouse around. Maybe they're just going to be stronger at this.
Okay.
Oh yeah, background tunes would be good.
Yeah,
it's like a proper game show. Proper
Why
game
don't
show.
you put on the
Oh,
song?
yeah,
Which is,
true. Great. This is brainstorming here. This is brainstorming.
We're just making it up.
All right, Char.
Okay.
Oh dear, what's going on?
Well, you failed. I was.
That's good.
Okay.
That was worse than mine.
Yeah, that
was worse than mine.
I think that looks like actually like it's a very good head shape.
Face, yeah.
Yeah. Let
Yeah.
me take a photo of you. Right.
That was terrible.
Great.
Okay.
What
I mean,
a really good idea, guys.
I think.
Yeah.
Are you-
I think we can make it better. I
Hang
like
on.
the idea. I like the. No, I know. No, I'm not. Like I came up with it.
Yeah, you did.
But I think we can do something better with the leaderboard. I like the leaderboard thing.
Yeah.
Also my idea.
Yeah.
Well, okay. Oh God, this is like I'm just asking them to give us
can you
comments
just
for
help-
everything,
just
anything
tell
you
us
want on
how
the
to run
podcast.
the
But no, like if you've like mini games, but I like the idea of that. Something with the circle's good. But right now I think I'm first, Dan's second, you're third. In terms
Yeah,
of
I would
that
agree.
ability.
I would agree.
So
I
let's
think
see
that's a
if we get a
subjective
producer on,
opinion.
we can see if
Yeah.
they can. Huh?
That's a bit subjective.
Yeah,
opinion,
and actually now you've ruined the game
Yeah.
Why?
because they're all just gonna go. Yeah, Sam, you're the winner.
No, I don't think they vote. I think we decide on pod.
Oh.
Yeah, I reckon.
Right.
Because then we can put them on a leaderboard.
Ah.
Bam.
True.
I'm
I want to change the leaderboard idea.
okay. All right. Cool. Yeah. Maybe next episode this will change to something else.
Yeah.
But for
Bit of
now,
fun.
it's a little bit of fun. But this is what I mean. Like, I think what's cool is if we do little different things, we don't necessarily have to do the same bits, like, which is quite cool. Like, I came up with the thing that I want to try with you guys of like, I got it from this game show actually that's on TV, but it's like I'll play like a bit of the build, then I turn the sound down, and you have to like stop your timer where you think the drop is, and then whoever's the closest, something like that.
We should get like,
I think that
get
could
like
be
someone
something
like J-Con, and we do like listening to like live demos or like
Yeah.
like they're sent in on the Discord on the day, and we like
So
check them out.
cool.
Or what I loved is when we did, when people sent voice notes.
Yeah, that was really cool.
I really love that.
And then I liked because remember we did the quiz. The quiz was sick when I challenged you to. You like had it was like the NCS quiz.
Yes.
Yeah.
And it was really one of my favorite episodes is when we got the artists to send in their questions on the voice notes.
Yeah.
That was sick. There's a lot that we can do. And I mean, for what like me, and I'm hoping you guys feel the same. Like I'm super excited for not only what the podcast can be, but what like Full Circle as a whole can be. And like I said, we're really trying to focus in, and especially over the next coming months, of like refining what the community is in NCS and what you guys want, and not to say that you can do my job, but tell us what things you want to see, and we can do our best to try and make that happen for sure. Cool, amazing. Well, I mean, I've enjoyed it.
Lovely. Yeah.
Yeah.
You know what? I feel like it was good. It was
Yeah,
good.
I was gonna round it off with like what NCS songs, but that I think that's maybe
Wasn't
left
that
in
the
the
best
water.
part of it?
I don't think it.
Excuse me. I don't know what question we'd do. So I think
No, exactly.
we bring in something else now. It's like
Exactly.
I do like the poll thing.
The poll thing.
Oh, how
Yeah.
we used
Oh,
April.
yeah, true.
I liked that idea.
Yeah.
So I think we should add.
Yeah,
should
we'll,
keep that in, but we probably
Do
should
some
change
refining of what it is for
Yeah.
sure.
Well,
All right.
let me end it with a track.
Yeah.
I'm going to play a track, which is something that I'm kind of excited about.
I'm glad the mugs have made it, because you were saying to me
Well,
that they've chipped.
barely. They're super chipped.
Yeah.
but
Sam got really annoyed. When
I got
thought he
actually
broke
angry
them.
at her because
Yeah.
she
Why?
claimed that I broke these
You
mugs.
did.
Well, you
'cause
put the mugs on top
walk
of each
along
other.
like this.
But my
with them in
point,
your
right.
bag.
My point was, she was like, "You've cracked the mugs. They're broken." That's just a chip. You
Yeah,
can
but
drink
I'm
it.
you've
not
chipped
using
them up.
it.
I thought when she was sending me a photo of them, it was going to be like broken in two.
Right.
I forgot how bad they were. To be fair, I thought they were worse.
So this is Roy Knox, Closer.
Nice. We can time it. It'll be good to do like outros as the drops in.
Is it clear that I still wanna be?
This coming out.
I see you denying.
super like nostalgic vibe. Yeah, so I thought I'd give him.
He's an absolute talent.
That one.
Yeah, that's good to hear Roy Knox come back. He hasn't released for a bit of time, right?
Was the last one Check Trick Space?
I think it was when I was here. Yeah, I'm pretty sure.
I've seen he's done some
maybe
stuff with Monster Cat recently.
Yeah.
Yeah,
he's super sick. Thank you so much, guys, for watching, for listening. Like I said, really excited to be back. Super excited to see what the podcast can be. We'll try and get some staff on. Any artists you want to see on, let us know. We'll see what we can do. And we'll see you in the next episode of Full Circle. Peace.
Bye.
Ciao.